welcome into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Medic Regional Blood Center. Right now, it's the perfect time to help Medic restock their supplies. People just don't donate as much life-saving blood during the holidays for some reason. But 25 hospitals across 22 East Tennessee counties still need that blood. Just 1 pint of blood can save up to 3 lives. Give this week, folks. Medic Regional Blood Center. Check out their website, medicblood.org, as we get ready for the final word.
90 minutes has led to this. It's time for the final word.
Well, you gonna do it or not? Dismiss.
Only on the Sports Source.
All right, final word. I want to cover a couple of things here. One of them is bizarre in case you haven't heard it. Tennessee had a commitment from Jay Hardy, defensive lineman, one of the top 110 players in the country. Defensive lineman who had committed to Tennessee. Then he backs out, goes to Auburn. Everybody says, well, they're paying him. Then he doesn't sign on signing day, or so we thought. And everyone's thinking, okay, we're going to flip him. And there's a lot of talk online that players are trying to continue to flip him. Tennessee's coaches are still trying to track him down. Turns out, Auburn announced yesterday, he's already signed. He had signed earlier, but Tennessee had been chasing him. Now Auburn people are saying Tennessee violated the rules by trying to flip somebody who's already signed with us. Tennessee fans are all mad because the kid didn't tell them the truth.
Really?
Because the kid specifically told the coaching staff, I haven't signed anywhere yet. It's the Darnell Washington thing a few weeks ago. The kid signed with Georgia, and we knew he was going to make up his mind, but he wasn't going to announce on a certain day. This kid didn't do it that way. He just said, no, I haven't made up my mind. And he actually had signed.
Time is valuable. 3 Tennessee coaches were watching McCallie basketball in Chattanooga, and they wasted that time. The only rule that Tennessee broke was use your time wisely. But
well, it turns out that they went and checked. Apparently, they checked the SEC's got an official website.
And it's like a database in the NCAA compliance.
Yeah, and at the end of the signing period, they checked, the name wasn't there, but the name got added after the fact. So you could say Tennessee should have gone back and checked, but they didn't. But anyway, bizarre situation. But if you were hoping Tennessee would flip Jay Hardy back from Auburn, they can't because he'd already signed, and it's a big brouhaha. And I just like saying brouhaha.
Like rhubarb. It's a rhubarb.
It's an old rhubarb. We've got a couple of minutes here. Pro Football Focus this week. This surprised me. Pro Football Focus this week, they put out their mock draft. And number 30 in the first round, Jauan Jennings to the Green Bay Packers. I wouldn't mind seeing my team draft Jauan Jennings. I don't know that I would want him to spend a first-round pick on him. I don't know what kind of measurables he's going to – I'm worried about his measurables at the Combine, which if they had a drill for running through brick walls, he'd ace that one.
That's true.
But I don't know about him as a first-round pick. Is that a little high? I mean, who knows? Even the scouts don't know. It's not a science, but is that too high?
I thought it was. Yeah. And I'm basing that on a couple things. One, I talked to a couple of NFL agents a while back, and they said that they thought he would be projected as a 4th to a 7th round draft pick. Now, to counter that, there are plenty of receivers in the NFL that are doing well that aren't real fast. Jennings, that to me is the only measurable that's going to hurt Jennings is his 40 time. I don't think it's going to be. It won't be as fast as Callaway. But I think Jennings could very well be drafted ahead of Callaway based on his production, but I don't see him going in the first round.
Yeah, I agree. I think those measurables are going to hold him back in the end, but for the first round, but people are going to fall in love with that production and seeing his want to. That's an intangible that is going to get him drafted, but it's not going to win over enough of the people in the room.
About a minute, guys.
The Vanderbilt time aside, the special teams will help him. I don't think he will go until the 3rd round, maybe the 4th.
I think he's got to go somewhere, too, where there's a good culture of people who want to win. He's intense. If he's playing around a team with a bunch of guys that are just sort of there for a paycheck, I think he could struggle. But if he's in a good place where everybody's kind of working and rowing the boat in the same direction, he could be a really huge asset. The Hines Ward comparison, I think, are fair.
Yeah. Interviews are going to be interesting for him. I think they're going to be important because he had a reputation coming out of high school. He had the issue that got him dismissed here where he couldn't really control his emotion on the social media front. Then he has the issue against Vanderbilt at the end of the year. I think I think every single team is going to ask him about it, but I think what's going to work in his favor is the end of the line. It's going to be, I just want to win. Yeah. And I think they'll be won over by that.
And the people here will vouch for him.
He has handled
That's
that
key.
beautifully. He's talked about being blessed for his opportunity. He's always been pretty honest. I think he's going to come across really well in those interviews. I think he'll be fine from that standpoint.
Very good. All right. Best of luck to him. We'll talk more about the draft as it gets closer. Good luck again to all the Titans fans out there. Hope that our old friend Mike Keith is calling a Super Bowl in a couple weeks, and hope you have a good Sunday, whether or not your team wins or not. Hope you have a good one. We'll see you right back here next Sunday. Get out and thank our sponsors. They're the ones that have been bringing you this show since 2003, every Sunday. See you next Sunday, right back here.